Hey guys, Moose here. We're back with more of our Stonehearth series in our Ascendancy playthrough. I already started this episode a minute ago, but I had to restart because we got invaded about 5 or 10 minutes in, and this is working right now. Like, we've got most of the people here. We're missing 3 or 4, I think. Now we're missing 3, because we have 4 clerics, 4 archers, and 3 of these guys. But the problem is, after a little while, most of them wander off and just kind of do their own thing, irritatingly. And what winds up happening is there will be like 4 or 5 left here, and they get overwhelmed almost instantly. So it's kind of all or nothing with the military. If they're not all here, there's no point for any of them to be here, because it's just going to get them killed. So, as shitty as it is, and as frustrated as I am, I'd rather have them back here. Because otherwise, they're just going to get wiped out. So, this is acceptable. It's irritating, but it's better than this situation was. So, that's the choice I have to make, unfortunately. I don't think there's any getting around that. But at least this house got finished and we have the ladders taken out. Hopefully they're working on the tower as well. They were in the first attempt to record this episode, but they weren't really. It was like one guy walked up here. I don't know if he even did anything. So I don't know if that's really considered working on it, but maybe it is. Anyway. You've probably all kind of... I don't have any exposure on this. I didn't watch the whatever you want to call it, or reveal, or any of the content that they put out. I didn't watch any of the trailers. I haven't done anything. My only exposure to this is basically secondhand from people who were talking about it, mostly the streamers I watch. But you're probably all aware that Nintendo had their event, whatever it was. I don't even know what it was. It certainly wasn't E3 or anything. Revealing information about a few different things, primarily revolving around the Switch. And, you know, Breath of the Wild, the new Zelda game, and, you know, etc, etc. And a few other games in there too. So, I've kind of talked about my feelings about this before, because it's pretty much the same as how I feel about most console stuff, unfortunately. But it seems like every year, every time a new console comes out, the value proposition, basically what I'm getting for my money if I buy a console, gets worse and worse. And it's just, it never gets better. It just keeps getting worse. And, you know, that's a little bit pessimistic. You could look at it and say, you know, well, PSN or PS Plus or whatever it is pretty good, actually. Like, it seems like a fantastic deal. Everything that I've seen with it seems great. I just don't want to spend $100 for what it's giving me. But, I mean, it's got Journey in there. I'm going to get that at some point. Oh, here we go. I want to deal with these assholes. It's got... what did it have? It had, like... I was looking through it because I was talking to Karen about it, and she was like, well, why would you want to get that? It's, you know... it's a lot of money, and you're not... all you're getting is old stuff. But I think for her, she's not as interested in as wide of a variety of games as I am. So what winds up happening is, from her perspective, it's not dumb, it just doesn't make any sense. But then from my perspective, it's like, wow, hey, there's like 30 games here that I wish I had played when they came out, and now I can finally get a chance to try them. Like, I really regret that I've never played Journey. I want to play Journey. Like, that's my ideal. I have this amazing idea in my head of, like, I'm gonna have my home somewhere, don't know where, but I'll have a home somewhere, and I'll have a nice couch in front of a TV, a big TV, with, I like how they're following the order one at a... they're just, like, one at a time coming out here. Alright, I give up. You guys are being fucking douchebags. Ah, really, they better fucking fix this soon. But, you know, one nice couch, nice big couch in front of a big TV with a fireplace to one side and a really big window to the other, up in like a area where it's either overcast and raining or snowing, and, you know, getting up in the morning, getting some tea, getting like some pancakes or waffles or something. Even crepes would be fine, but I'd kind of prefer pancakes or waffles with like a couple chocolate chips and some pecans mixed in maple syrup, get some nice margarine or butter on it. Really, really nice, relaxing kind of winter morning, and then sit down with Karen to play some Journey or something, or play like a really nice kind of relaxing exploration game. It's not about combat, not about fighting, not about stress. It's just about, hey, what's this? This looks cool. And kind of going through this really cool area and experiencing it together, ideally. Because I'd want to play Journey co-op. And I know they had that with like random strangers from the internet, and you couldn't really interact with each other, and that in itself was magical, but I'm kind of resigned to the fact that I'm never going to have that, because I kind of missed the boat on that one, which I can accept. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but, you know, playing it with Karen, or, you know, hypothetically if I had a kid, it'd be similar there. Oh, fuck. Alright, you guys want to listen to my orders now, or are you going to be a pain in the dick? I think they're coming now. Yeah, I don't know what the trigger is to get them to actually give a shit about fighting our enemies. Alright. It looks like they're coming, but they're not interested in the combat. They're just kind of like, yeah, we went to the town square, so you got what you needed. Alright, here we go. And then the cleric's like, yeah, it's great that you guys are healing the peasants, but like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? I mean, he's dying, so that's great, but what is he doing there? Alright, we're good. I'm gonna let people get back to work. But yeah, like, if I had a kid, maybe play with them too. But all those... Really, to me, that's the only reason I'd want a console, is stuff like that. Where it's like, okay, well, I could have that on a computer, but when you're on a computer, you don't, like... It's kind of what I'd call a curated experience. You don't have that as much on a PC. There are some, for sure, but I feel like my enjoyment of games on a computer are, like on a PC, are pretty severely tied to the fact that I really know what I'm doing with the computer. And if I didn't know, okay, well, if this goes wrong, I can mod it like this and that, and then find, okay, well, if I get this error code, this is what I need to do. It's more hands-on. But if I'm looking for, look, I want a curated experience where it's going to run exactly the way it should, it's gonna look exactly the way it should, it's going to be smooth, and it's going to, like, have a cohesive feel to it, I feel like I'm more likely to get that on a console. And this is something, might be a little bit of a thing of the past at this point. I'm not really happy with the direction these games are going in, and then I'm going to talk about that specifically in relation to the Switch in a minute here, but when I'm looking at console gaming and I'm looking at, alright, well, what do I want to get out of this? That's really it. And that's all that I'm looking for. Because I don't feel like it can offer me anything else. Because if I'm looking for variety, hell no, I'm not going to go to a console. Are you kidding me? Steam has more games than any console will ever have, and it doesn't just have more games, it has more good games. And it gets money more on a regular basis, whereas a console, like, look at the release list, like what they're planning on coming out with for the first year for the Switch. All of 2017. And basically, like, if you're talking about good games that you can expect to be good, what is it? You've got fucking Breath of the Wild, and maybe the Mario game, which looks weird as hell so far. And clearly nowhere close to finished. So, and again, that's secondhand information, I haven't actually watched the video, but reliable sources and all that, I'm pretty confident in that. There's 2 games. And, like, if I'm going to make a $300 investment without any of the peripherals, without even getting into how expensive the peripherals are, without even getting into how shitty Nintendo as a company for streaming is, without getting into the price of, oh, now I have to pay for online on this thing on a platform that has had traditionally horrible online support and experience. Oh, sorry, Splatoon 2. 3 games. Sorry. I shouldn't have forgotten Splatoon. I didn't play Splatoon because, and this is the other thing, issue I have with console games, it's $60 and I'm like, well, I could pay $60 for this. I think maybe this is still part of our issue with pathfinding. I don't really wish they'd put stuff away. What if I, like... I haven't been using this strategy much. I should use it. I don't see... But yeah, I don't... Like, it's hard for me to say, yeah, I'm good to pay $60 for Splatoon, or whatever, it might have been $40, when I could say, you know... what's a good example? I mean, we all know examples of this. If you play video games on a PC, you know what I'm talking about here. I could buy, like, The Forest, a survival game on Steam for $10. It was on Steam, it was on the winter sale, and I think it's on sale again for $10.04. I've been tempted to buy it. I haven't. You know, you could pick up, alright, I got The Long Dark. That's definitely less than 30. It might be, I bought it a long time ago, so it might be like anywhere from $5 to $15, I think, would be reasonable to expect, particularly catching it on sale. Whereas, like, I look at Nintendo properties, it's like, I don't think in my entire life I've ever seen a current Nintendo title, like mainline title, on sale anywhere. It just doesn't happen. They're so freaking overpriced. It's... If I'm looking at buying Twilight Princess 5 years after it came out, and you still want more than $40 of my money, go fuck yourself. That's just not reality anymore. Please hide. Military? Please. Okay, yeah, you're going. Clerics don't appear to be going though, which is concerning. Fucking. Please go. Alright, it looks like they're going. I think people will be okay. This should be fine. Yeah, we got this. Alright, go back up to speed 3. So yeah, like, why would I ever... I mean, yeah, you could say, oh, even Long Dark, while fantastic, is still in early access. Very true. Worth noting. Okay, I don't like how far away you guys are getting here. You guys need to come back. Or ignore my order. Oh, okay, you're following me. Good. So, you could argue, oh, well, it's early access. It's a totally different, you know... Even then, you're paying, but you're not really getting, like, a fully finished game. He's glitched out. That's fine. Okay, he's attacking again. I don't really like that our archers are soloing stuff here, but it's working, so whatever. Yeah. Oh, I should probably have promoted him, huh? That's okay. I'll get that done. So yeah, I don't really, like, it doesn't make sense why I would want to do, why I would not want to invest in a console, really. And, you know, this is coming from a guy who bought a GameCube, bought a Wii, bought a Wii U, bought a PS4, wants to buy a PS4 Pro. You know, like, the money's being spent, I just don't feel good about it. Like, I've never felt good about buying a console, really, since understanding the value of money. Like, as a kid buying the GameCube, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, it's a GameCube, I want this. I love this. This is amazing. I have my first console, and it wasn't my first console to play games on, it was my first console that was, like, mine, completely owned by me. And that was, you know, that had special meaning, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But, once I was, like, working for money, and understanding, hey, you know, this is a lot of money that you're dropping on something that you're maybe gonna play, like, 4 to 5 games on in its lifespan, and it's just, it makes no fucking sense to pick up. Like, I can get behind the handhelds. Like, I have no regrets about purchasing any of my Game Boys. All the way from Pocket was the first one, all the way through to 3DS. And I skipped a couple, but I've gotten most of them, and I have no regrets about any of them. They were all fantastic, and all of them have games that I'm happy I played on. Even though I don't touch my 3DS much anymore, it's a hell of a handheld. Great, great little thing. And I wish I played more games on it. It's just, I don't really go anywhere where I would play DS games much. Like, I don't go on the bus, I drive. So, right there, you've eliminated, like, a lot of the allure of that, or Airplane, or any of that. So, but, like, playing Rune Factory 4 with Karen was, oh, I fucking miss that so much. I love doing that. I wish there was another one. I wish there was more content in that game. I'd play the shit out of it with her. Even though there wasn't, and that didn't even have very good co-op. It was very, I don't think it had any co-op actually. I think we just kind of played it, like, we kind of paced each other and did the same stuff at the same time. She eventually got way the fuck ahead of me and then it kind of died off, but shit, I can't remember. Did it have co-op? I don't know, but that, you're seeing kind of a common theme here. Like, I'm really looking for co-op and kind of nothing else. So, looking at the Switch and seeing, well, shit, you're gonna have, what, 3 titles in a year? And you want me to drop between... Okay, so if I buy the 3 games, they're all gonna be 6... Let's not kid ourselves. It's a Zelda, Mario, and Splatoon title. They're all gonna be $60. They're not gonna go below $60 until, like, 2020. So, that right there is $180. Before tax. Think about that. That $180 before tax. Almost really, with tax, $200 for 3 games. $200 for 3 games. In a world where you can go on Steam and buy, probably at any given time, or anyone, like, I feel like I'm on the high end of games ownership on Steam. I have a lot of games. For an average person, you can probably head onto Steam and buy, like, maybe 10 really, really fucking good games for under $50 total, altogether, at any given time. No problem. Not even, I mean, they're not on sale, they're just reduced price. Easily. For it to be suggested that we should go out and spend $200 on 3 titles, Breath of the Wild's going to be amazing. I expect it can't not be amazing, because if it's not amazing, then the Switch is going to be unbelievably bad. But even if it isn't amazing, I think people are going to be like, it's a Zelda game, I don't fucking care. Unless you do like 3 bad ones in a row, just give me more. So that's no issue. The Mario one will probably sell, just whatever. Worst case scenario, you get kids to play it. No big deal. Sorry, I got a cough real quick. Parents will buy it for their kids, no problem. Even if it's not that great, but I think it will be great. Because, frankly, Mario games are just not bad, ever. It seems like. I don't think they're going to have any issue with that. That's one very impressive thing, that they've done what Sonic couldn't, and kind of adapted to modern times, which I think is impressive. Yeah, impressive is what I meant to say there. So that'll be fine. And then Splatoon has been, I've never played it, but I've heard fantastic things about it, so I'm sure that'll be good. They'll be good games, don't get me wrong, but $200? I get that games are like a pretty good, relative to other forms of entertainment, they're pretty damn good. You know, dollar for entertainment wise, compared to like a movie or what else, you know, going to a bar, anything like that, the price isn't that bad. But within the context of games, $200 for 3 games is bullshit. Like, I don't care if they're brand new. If that's all you've got, and those are the only 3 games you've got, and then not only is it $200 just for the games, but then you're talking about $300 for the console, and then another $70 depending on whether or not you want this other controller, and then all the other bullshit that they want to sell you, and then on top of that they want another $60 for online, which you need for Splatoon, I'm sure. And don't even bother talking about the bonuses they give you for the online, because those are bullshit. It's like a shittier version of PS Plus, from what I can see. That's what the bonuses are, if you're unfamiliar. By which I mean basically they'll give you a game and then take it away at the end of the month. Which is like, really? Why? Like, why take it away? I'm not gonna... You really think I'm gonna go spend money on Balloon Fight just because you gave it to me for a month? I tried it, now I'm gonna buy it. That's what we're doing. We're basically monetizing. Not only are they gonna have you pay for basically a full game demo for a temporary period of time, but they're doing it as like a, hey, you know, we're gonna tease you with it, so now that you'll go buy it, hopefully, so that you'll always have it instead of having it just for that month. That's so fucking shady in my eyes that I don't even know what to say to that. So it's not good. I cannot see a single reason to buy a Switch at all. It just seems like every turn they're trying to fuck streamers out of their money. They're trying to gouge you on the online play. Some of the stuff I've seen with the share button, like the share button will put it up on YouTube and monetize it for Nintendo by default. Like the act of doing that will do it. That I have no idea if that's true. That may have just been what someone in chat in Twitch said, and they could be completely wrong, I'm not sure. But it sounds like a Nintendo thing to do. And that's telling. That, you know, it's so easy to believe that they'd be that kind of a dick to everyone. So all these factors, everything kind of coming together, and then on top of all that, like the cherry on top to me is that really, they're giving you 3 games for the first year. It's just horrible. Nowhere near good enough. And I recognize that, you know, most console launches are not that great, game-wise, but really, like, I can't think of a single like, FF15 is the closest thing to a killer app that I've seen on any of the modern consoles. If I look at a console these days, I don't see anything that's like, hey, yeah, I can't play that on my PC, I really want to pick that up, or I can't get a similar experience on my PC, I really want to get that. I want to see what that's like. Get a little bit of that with Pikmin, but then they, like, fuck it up by not even letting me do story mode co-op, which is mind-boggling. I don't understand how the hell that's not in the game. And, you know, okay, Mario Kart, honestly, I feel like the, shit, what was it? The Wii Mario Kart was the best one in my mind, and then the DS one was the second best. Like, people say Double Dash was amazing. I hate Double Dash. It was horrible in my books. But then they kind of came back to reality with the DS one, the handheld one. Really good. This is so fucking stupid, by the way. But the handheld one was fantastic. And then they had, oh good, they'll make it back to town by shooting these guys in this direction. Lovely. And then they kind of took the DS one and then went further with it to make the Wii one. And, like, that was amazing. I enjoyed the hell out of both of those. But the Wii U one just doesn't... Yeah, I feel like it's kind of back to the gimmicky bullshit that they had with Double Dash, where it's like, oh, you get 2 people on your cart. It's like, well, I don't really give a shit. That doesn't actually make the game more fun. It's just a stupid, pointless gimmick. And it's the same thing with the flying shit. Like, I don't understand why I'm supposed to enjoy this. It doesn't seem enjoyable. I'd rather, like, I really just want, like, a really solid, tight Mario Kart experience where I don't feel like I'm gonna, you know, flip around and go upside down. I can't tell where the fuck I'm going because it's all going all over the place. You know? So, anyway, sorry I wound up getting kind of specific with that rant, but yeah, generally, as you can probably tell, I'm not happy with Nintendo, and I'm not happy with the Switch. It doesn't seem like something that would be worth purchasing for really anyone. I can't think of anyone who isn't, like, rich to the point that $300 or like $500 realistically to get what you actually need to play the console. If you can't just piss away $500 without caring, I see literally no reason to buy a Switch. Absolutely none. Because as good as a new Zelda game might be, as good as Breath of the Wild might be, I don't see how you can justify paying $500 for it. Or whatever amount you want to have it come out to. Minimum $360 plus tax to play Breath of the Wild on the Switch. And I've heard it doesn't run that great anyway. On top of that, not 60 FPS, you know, other issues to that effect. God damn, stop fucking... This is the most annoying shit. Alright. I think we're just gonna end the episode here and deal with this in the next one. I do not feel up for dealing with yet another goddamn invasion. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you didn't mind my... What's the right word? I don't want to say whining, but... complaints about the console ecosystem as it exists and why I think that PCs are genuinely better. And just, if everything came out on PC, gaming would be in better shape, personally. And then you could get kind of mixed, whatever console could just be a thing. Like, you'd have a standard built PC that would be a console, and that'd be it. But I think we're probably moving in that direction anyway, based on what's going on with the Xbone and the PS4. So, but they still want to, you know, obviously they want to maintain their place in the market, so they're, you know, hey, it has to be exclusive, you can't do it on PC, and if you do it on PC, make sure it sucks. You get these half-assed ports. But anyway, for real though, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you join us in the next episode as well. Take care.